To remove a Subaru Knuckle bushing, it's not quite the easiest thing. They're very annoying to remove, and I tried quite a few tools until I found the ones that worked for me. So in this video, you're going to see how I removed them. I took a 26-piece socket set that had pretty much every socket between 20 and 30 millimeters. You're going to need pretty much all those sockets. Get a socket set with everything between 20 and 30 millimeters. I believe I used 24 and 27 millimeter for this specific knuckle that was for a 2011 Subaru Legacy. And once you have those sockets, you're going to get a universal press and pull sleeve kit with a bush bearing removal insertion thing. I bought something like that off Amazon. I'm going to throw up a photo of the kit you're going to need. Find something like that on Amazon. Get a socket set like this kit here. This is the one I got, and I used an impact and an adjustable wrench above 1 inch. It was like 27 millimeters. The push pull and things that I needed to crank on, something like that. So I just had an adjustable wrench that was above 1 inch, and then I had the 27 mil socket on my impact, and that seemed to work out good. I did kind of learn during this, and I messed up. I bent one of my bars, the M12 bar. I'll just get a new one, that's fine. And most of the bad reviews on this are that the bar is kind of shitty and bends. So I just used a Dremel to cut away parts of the bar to get the job done. Looking back on how I did things, I didn't need to use the Dremel if I didn't bend the bar. But because I bent that bar, I didn't really care. And for the rest of them, I'll know. I'll try to get a replacement bar. So yeah, just push it through with a socket. I tried doing this by hand, absolutely miserable by hand. Maybe you can do it by hand. I'm just diehard on the impact now. You can do it with an impact. The one bushing on these Subaru Knuckles is a bit kind of angled, and it's hard to fit big sockets close to it. So you need shallow sockets, which is why I got this set. Before I did attempt this, I completely brushed down the knuckle with metal wire brushes to remove rust, and then I let it sit for over 24 hours in evapor rust. And then even after that, I tried a different tool that didn't work at all, but knocked a ton of rust off of this knuckle area. If you live in the Rust Belt like me, this is going to be one of the worst jobs imaginable. Those bushings are pretty stuck in there. If they're brand new, probably not nearly as hard, but it was quite a bit of effort for me to get these out. Don't even try to hammer out these bushings / bearings. They will not come out with hammer force. I tried and tried with a mini sledge and different crowbar type things and different punches, and nothing even got it to budge a bit. These need to be pressed out. When you are taking out the bushings for the first time and trying to figure out what size socket to put over the bushing, be very careful. It's going to bend and break things if you use a socket too big, and it's not going to work right if you use a socket too small. That's why I said get everything between 20 and 30 millimeters for a Subaru. That'll cover all the sizes you need for the rear knuckles. It's kind of annoying to learn the technique for these at first, but after I got the first one out, then the second one out, I feel like on the next knuckles I do, it's not going to be nearly as hard. It was kind of awkward at first to figure out how to position the socket, how to position the wrench, how to position the receiving cup. I got the wrong size socket the first time I tried it, and I made a small marring on one of the bushing hole things on the knuckle. I filed it out and it'll be fine, but just a note, don't use the wrong socket size. It is really just worth getting these tools. I tried with a ball joint removal kit / U-joint removal kit, the power built one that Chris Fix uses on his how to replace ball joints video. Yeah, that was the absolute wrong tool. A C-clamp doesn't work, at least in my case. It just bent the C-clamp thing and I returned that tool. So that was a fun experience, but I feel confident in doing a few more with these tools. These receiving cups are super nice, and this pull method with a socket seems to be pretty reliable. It's just the low quality of the bar, and I heard some of the bearing things break on them, so in the long term we'll see how those hold up.
And there's my socket. There you go. That's how to remove a Subaru suspension or steering knuckle bushing. That sucked. Thank you for watching.